guys, it's Tamara from shelfaddiction.com, and I'm here today to talk about the Gameboard of the Gods by Richelle Mead. Now, let me first just say, this is an ARC that I read, which is, for those who don't know, it's an advanced reader's copy. This book isn't out until, I think it's the second week of June. But I read it now because I love Richelle Mead's books. I mean, I've had a long history of reading her books, starting with the Vampire Academy, and I just loved those books to death. That's a whole other story. We're here today to talk about her new series, which is The Age of X. I think that's what the series is called. And this is an adult series versus Vampire Academy and Bloodlines, which are both young adult series. So basically this book is futuristic. I feel like it's sort of dystopian. I'm not sure if I'd 100% classify it as dystopian, but it's pretty close. There's a lot of mythology and theology going on. So, I mean, it gives you some things to think about. It's really not cut and dry like with vampires and protectors of vampires, you know, from the other series. I feel like this is definitely more in depth. There's a lot more content. Basically, this story focuses around Justin and May. May is what they call a Praetorian, I believe that's how it's pronounced. And she is basically a person that has been genetically enhanced with a chip in her body. And she's like in the military, she's a soldier, but she's a genetically enhanced soldier. So, you know, that's like the top rank, the scariest, baddest, you know, authority figures in Runa, which is the new name for the United States. I can't remember exactly what Runa stands for, but it's like the Republic of North America or something like that. Republic of the United North America or something like that. But, so she's the soldier, and Justin is, he was a, like an internal service, like, investigator. And his job is to investigate, people studying religion and to shut them down, basically. So if they're like a scary cult, or if they have too much power, or too many things are going on, you know, he goes and he issues license to people who want to practice religion. Because in this new world, in Runa, they do not practice religion. They don't believe in religion. So it's like the depth of the characters, the depth of the things going on, you know, society. It draws all these parallels, you know. So it's a lot more thinking, I guess. It's not mindless reading, that's for sure. But basically, they bring him for a specific reason. They pair him up with May, you know, to protect him while he goes on his, you know, visits to all these different religious places to try to figure out who the killer is. And through all of this, of course, May and Justin like each other, don't like each other for the rest of the book, but yet they kind of do. It's a weird dynamic. It's not really, like, okay, I'll compare this to the Vampire Diaries, I'm sorry, the Vampire Academy, only because I remember the chemistry between Rose and Dimitri. I mean, that chemistry was so intense. You wanted them together, you know, despite everything that was going on, all the reasons they shouldn't be together, you wanted them together because they were so cute together, they had the chemistry, you know, you just wanted to root for them. I didn't feel that at all with May and Justin. The only thing I could have asked for more of is to have that spark between May and Justin. So while they're going through all of these trials and all of these crazy things and experiences together, it would have been nice to feel like through it all, like you want them together. They're destined to be, even with all this drama going on. And I don't feel that. But I hope that in the second book, I get that. I feel like it's possible that I can get that. I mean, I want to root for them. I do. But it's just not there yet. Now, onto other aspects, you know, something that was very strange is like, Justin has these two things in his head talking to him. They're named, I think, Horatio, and another name is, Maurice or something like that. I can't remember the name right now. But these two things in his head speak to him. And it took, seriously, half of the book for me to figure out what he was talking to. I'm like, is he crazy? I mean, what? I mean, is he looking at something and talking to something that no one else can see? And then, you know, I figure out, oh, that's in his head and only he can hear it. Only, you know, these aren't a physical persons, but it's hard to explain. I mean, it's it takes a minute to, like, understand what's happening with Justin, why he is where he is, what he is. I mean, it's just a whole different world. I mean, you have to, like, really open yourself up to something very different than, you know, what you've been reading. If all you've been reading is urban fantasy, this is going to take you somewhere else. I mean, just wipe clear anything else you've read by Richelle Mead and, like, start from scratch. Like, don't have any type of expectations at all going into this book. And I think you'll enjoy it more. I mean, I would definitely recommend this book. I'm going to definitely keep reading this book, this series, because I'm curious to see where it's going to go. There's just so many aspects to the things that are going on. I mean, there's, you know, like I said, there's the government, the military, religion, mythology, you know, people who are used by the gods, so to speak. I guess that's probably why it's called the Gameboard of the Gods, because everyone, we're just on a game board, and the gods are here to use us as they see fit to win their game. So that's what this whole book, you know, boils down to at its very core. Is basically that everything that's going on, it's like you have to question, you know, what you believe, why it's, you know, wrong or not wrong to believe in organized religion, or in this case, or just organized religion of people worshiping gods, like mythological gods, not, you know, God, but, you know, I don't want to get into that kind of conversation, but basically just know that's what you're going to be getting into. I mean, it's a lot, but I must say, though, it's well-paced, you know, so it wasn't boring at all. There were a few peaks of excitement. There were, you know, a few peaks here and there of a blip of closeness between Justin and May. I mean, we get to see a couple different sides of Justin. We get to hear about Justin's past, May's past, you know. I mean, there's so many different facets to this book. Overall, you know, it's really good. It is. Like I said, it's just different. If you're used to her other stuff, just let that go. When you pick this book up, prepare yourself for a new experience. Don't expect anything that is reminiscent of Vampire Academy or Bloodlines. Just let it go completely, because you will be disappointed if you hold on to that. So, what would I rate Gameboard of the Gods? I would give Gameboard of the Gods 4 out of 5 bookmarks. I recommend the book. Do check it out. Do let go of the other things you've read by Richelle Mead, and do pre-order this book. It's definitely a must-read. And actually, you know, it's funny. This was on my radar for the books that I was most anticipating for 2013, and I was happy that this was a hit. It wasn't a miss. It was a hit, and I'm glad I read it, and I'm glad I got to read it early. Thanks for letting me read this Dutton Adults. That was a great opportunity that I got to read this book. Again, you know, Richelle Mead's one of my favorite authors, and I was just happy I got the opportunity to even read this book early. So, for you other Richelle Mead fans, definitely check it out. And until next time, happy reading, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!